Good morning, Chattanooga. I hope you're having a good day today. I was hoping for some sunshine, but apparently we're going to get a lot more rain this week, which is good. We can always use the rain, and there's parts of the country now getting rain that aren't used to the rain, and that's a good thing as well. Obviously, the hail and the storms and tornadoes are not the kind of thing that we like to see during this type of weather, but at the end of the day, we need the water, and so I hope that people will be safe and do take necessary precautions to keep themselves safe when the weather gets severe like this. So again, looking forward to this summer. Extremely happy about the warmer temperatures this winter. I know some of you farmers aren't happy with that kind of thing, and especially in the South where the humidity is higher, it's always kind of stinks when we don't have a really strong or cold winter. And get a snow down that'll kill off the bugs. Seems like we have more bugs when we don't have a really hard winter to kill them off when they're dormant in the ground. So not a fan of the bugs, not a fan of humidity either. Some may ask why I love Chattanooga, but it's the bottom line is Chattanooga is so beautiful, and that's why I love living here. It's a gorgeous place to be, so I'll put up with some humidity for that. This show is You and Your Health. It is sponsored by Alliance Physical Therapy. Alliance Physical Therapy has locations all over the Chattanooga area, North Georgia, Hickson, Highway 58, Ooltewah, Cleveland, Dunlap, and soon to have locations, more locations in Georgia and possibly in the Chattanooga area. What's nice about Alliance Physical Therapy is that if you are in pain, you can call them up and get an appointment pretty quickly at one of the facilities. May not be the one that's convenient to you, but you can get an appointment at one of the facilities to help deal with the pain that you're in. Because Tennessee is a direct access state, you'll be able to just go to that facility without a referral. It's always nice when you do have a referral. You know, your doctor checking you out to make sure there's nothing serious wrong with you is always nice, but your physical therapist is actually able to decide whether or not you're going to be okay with just doing physical therapy at that point, or if you need to go to a specialist, and they'll do the appropriate testing to make sure you get to the person that you need to be to, the health provider. So again, you don't need a referral in most cases. If you do need a referral, well, guess what? They're going to help you get a referral. So don't worry about that. Big thing right now is get to a clinic. If you're in pain, you've lost function, you're losing time at work, get there now before it's too late. Things that you want to avoid. Why physical therapy now is better than later is because if you don't get physical therapy now, you could end up addicted to narcotic medications. You can end up having to have unnecessary surgery. Your condition could be chronic, and in the end, you lose work, and you're not any good to yourself. You're not any good to your family. So again, go to Alliance Physical Therapy. If you need physical therapy, they can help you out with just about all of your needs. And Alliance Physical Therapy, you can reach them at 877-703-0011. That's 877-703-0011. And their website is nopainpt.com. nopainpt.com. NOPAIN, P as in Paul, T as in Tom.com. You're listening to Nooga Radio. I'm your host, Alan Valenzuela. I'm happy to be here with you this morning. We want to talk about you and your health, any problems that you may be having. Give us a call. Our call-in line is 423-800-8949. It's Nooga Radio, 423-800-8949. So this morning we're going to talk about some issues concerning physical therapy treatments that you may want to have. So here's a treatment that's nice to have in a physical therapy setting. And the beauty of this treatment is they actually have some home devices that the therapist can set you up on, some of which your insurance will pay for and some of which your insurance will not pay for. So cervical traction, if you're one of those persons who has lost range of motion in your neck, range of motion in your neck. So in other words, you turn to the right, but you can hardly move it to the right. Then cervical traction is a great treatment that you can get in the clinic. Now, the cervical traction device or the decompression traction, and when we talk about decompression, the word decompression is in reference specifically to disc and nerves. So you want to decompress the disc, in other words, take pressure off the disc by separating the vertebrae or the bone in your spine. And when you do that, that disc narrows and takes pressure off of a nerve. So if it's impinging a nerve. And so when you do that traction or decompression, you're decompressing or taking pressure off of the nerve. And when that happens, it takes away temporarily or permanently the pain that you might be experiencing from cervical neck compression that's happening on the nerves in your cervical spine. Now, we talked about lumbar traction before and how the accordion effect helps the nutritional value of your disc, because your disc has blood supply on the outer wall, which is called the annulus, and doesn't have any blood supply in the inner portion of the disc. So it deteriorates, it desiccates, and it starts to crumble, and it starts to get smaller, and that causes the spaces between the vertebrae to become smaller, and that compresses the nerves and causes numbness and tingling down your arms, weakness in an extremity or your arm and hands. The inability to even pick up a cup sometimes comes from neck pain because of compression. And so to make those discs healthier, you have to create this imbibition, as we call it. That's a squishing and decompression effect. Like an accordion, you push an accordion together, you pull it apart, air goes in, air goes out. Well, when you push against the disc, you compress it and decompress it. Nutrients go into the disc so that disc can be healthy, and then nutrients come out of the disc. So compression, decompression, nutrients in, waste products out, nutrients in, waste products out. This keeps the disc healthy. So again, when treating the cervical neck, you would lay in this device, and your forehead would be harnessed in gently, but your neck would be, you'd have two rubber devices that would kind of impinge around the suboccipital or the base of your skull, so that when the settings are set up to pull, to traction you, that stretches your neck part, and this part is pulling on the base of your skull specifically. And there are other devices that are out there that may pull on your neck and jaw. We like this device in the clinic because it is pulling just on the base of your skull and not pulling on your jaw. The minute you pull on your jaw when you're doing decompression or traction devices, you run the risk of TMJ, temporal mandibular joint disease. And people that have that know what I'm talking about. And the joint right there where your jaw separates, you become very irritated and inflamed and cause some serious pain, to include neck pain and headaches, numbness and tingling, and difficulty with chewing and sleeping. Just can reap havoc on your life. So you don't want to have a device that pulls on your jaw. It's too much pressure. You don't want to run the risk of causing other issues. So in this device, again, you start off slowly, 5 to 10 minutes at a time. Build it up to where you can do up to 20 minutes on this device. But most of the time, I find that 10 to 12 minutes on the device is enough to decompress any nerves that are being impinged in the cervical spine. And oftentimes, patients who have been treated with this find that they can go back to their normal activities, sleep, turn their head again, not have numbness and tingling in their arms, and they get their return strength at that point. So talked about a device that you can find at Alliance Physical Therapy, which is a lumbar decompression device. And this is something that you can use at home. And it's like a back brace, but not. This brace basically will cause us, when you put it on, you can pump it up and it'll cause a separation in your lumbar spine. And the idea is to decompress, so to improve the disc space. And when you do that, your disc and nerves will get healthier again. and hopefully get back into a position where there's not compression happening to those nerves and causing you pain. That device is great for the lumbar spine. Now they make one that is really nice for the cervical spine, and it ages. What we've seen in the past, and what makes this particular device very unique and creative, is that it can be worn while you're doing your normal daily activities. So before, we used to have, and probably all of you out there listening have seen this before, cervical traction devices that you would hang on the door. Would be a metal wire harness that's on a door, that's on pulleys, and there would be a bag that you would fill with water, and it would mark 1 pound, 2 pounds, 6 pounds, 10 pounds, depending on how much water you'd put in that bag. And then you'd put the strap on the back over your head, and it would hit the back of your neck and your jaw, and so it would pull. You would sit under this thing for countless minutes, anywhere from 10 minutes to 20 minutes at a time, and do that several times a day. But the problem with that is you're stuck there. You are stuck harnessed to a device in front of a door, doing nothing. Again, is a decompression device, and you will be able to Velcro this into place. Now, I mentioned before that it's not desirable to have devices that push on your jaw, but unfortunately, nobody has found a way to do a device like this without pushing on your jaw. So there is going to be a little jaw pressure when you use this device, but not that much. So it'll clamp around your chin area and then around the back, and like the one you do on your lumbar spine, you will pump this device up, and it's going to separate your vertebrae and your neck. And then you can be sitting there watching TV. If you got to get up and move the laundry around, you can do that. You can wash dishes, mop the floors. Not that I do any of those things, because I don't. I am grateful to a family who picks up after me, thank God. But you can do all of those things and be treating yourself at the same time. So this is a cervical decompression device. If you're interested in this, go to one of the Alliance Physical Therapy, make an appointment, tell them you heard it on the radio, and that you want to make an appointment to try one of these out. These devices are great. You can use them anytime. You can use them throughout the day. The more often you use them, the quicker that you're going to recover from whatever neck impingement you're having. So to my old rule in this case, I like 3 to 4 times a day with this device, no more than 20 minutes, even 30 minutes at a time. So, 4 times is better than 3, 3 is better than 2, 2 is better than 1, and 1 is better than nothing. So you get in this device if you're having cervical problems. Out-of-pocket expense, these devices usually run about $299. They generally are not a device, not at this level, that an insurance will pay for it, but we will always try with your insurance to see whether they will cover that at Alliance Physical Therapy so that you're not coming out of pocket. But when it comes to you and your health, which this show is about, you're worth it. Spend the money on your stuff. Don't be a cheapskate. You're worth taking care of. You are the number one priority in your life. It's like what they say when you're on an airplane. If you're told to put that oxygen mask on, put it on yourself first before you put it on your child. If you run the risk of trying to put it on your child and you die doing that, then you're no good to that child at that point. So put it on yourself first, then on your child. So take care of yourself so you can always take care of somebody else. You can be an integral part of society and not a burden on society. Again, you're listening to Nooga Radio. I'm your host, Alan Valenzuela. Good morning. Good morning, any of you that have joined at this moment. We can take your calls at this time. Give us a call at 423-800-8949. That's 423-800-8949. Alan Valenzuela, Nooga Radio. Give us a holler. If you're having any issues, we want to talk to you. We want to know what your problems are, and we want to give you some advice. If we don't know how to handle your particular situation, we will find a way to handle your situation. We'll get to the right information and appropriate person to help you with that. Sponsor of the show is Alliance Physical Therapy, and we're grateful for them being able to sponsor this hour to provide valuable information to help people in pain. Okay, so going back to cervical pain or neck pain. So traction in the clinic will be only a part of your treatment. Your therapist will put their hands on you, do some mobilization to your cervical spine, find whatever's out of alignment, try and put that back in, and then do strengthening activities to stabilize that and other activities to normalize that movement. But here's something that you can try at home. And if you're listening, you decided to try this, I would love it for you to call in at some point when I'm on the show and tell me about your experience with this. So we do this for the lumbar spine, so you can do this also in the lumbar spine, but I also like it in the cervical spine. And there's two ways in the cervical spine that I like doing it. So number one, if you're having pain in your neck, you can try this. It may work, it may not work, but if it does work, you will be a very happy camper because this is a quick fix. So what you'll do is you'll sit in a chair and you'll look straight forward and you'll turn your head all the way to the right as far as you can go. And then you'll turn your head all the way to the left as far as you can go. Now, what we're looking for is decrease in movement or range of motion and increased pain. So we're going to pretend in this scenario that your pain's on the right, but remember, no matter what side it's on, you do the same thing for the involved side. So turn our head to the right, and what we find is when we turn our head to the right, we have pain. Now that's pretty severe pain. Honestly, at 8 out of 10 pain, you should probably be going to the emergency room. Okay, that's the kind of pain that is. Something more reasonable is 6 out of 10 pain. Most of us are experiencing 6 to 7 out of 10 pain. The stuff that we really feel like is severe, it's causing difficulty on us getting through the day. But so we're just going to say 8 out of 10 pain. I probably should get out of the emergency room. Most people understand 8 out of 10 pain. You're in a lot of pain. You need some relief. Okay, and then you can find that you can barely move your head to the right. And we'll say that you have 50% movement to the right. So 8 out of 10 pain and 50% movement to the right. Now, the first series you're going to do is you're going to rotate and when we went to the left, we found that we didn't have any pain and we didn't have any lack of range of motion. Okay, it felt okay. Maybe there's a little pulling on the right when we went to the left, but we really don't have any lack of range of motion, or it's insignificant, and we really don't have any significant increased rise in pain to the left. Okay, so again, we have 8 out of 10 pain to the right, and we've got 50% lack of range of motion. So you're looking straight forward, and what you're going to do is you're going to turn your head to the left. You're going to do that 20 times. After 20 quick repetitions to the left, and you're going to move it into the left as far into the range as it'll allow you to go. You're going to test your right side again. And when you test your right side, if your range of motion, which is only 50%, increases to 60% and your pain decreases to 7, you're going to rest for just a second, and you're going to repeat that again. You're going to turn to the uninvolved side 20 times. And then you're going to test the involved side, which is our right side in this case. And you're going to test it, and you're like, oh, man, I've got 75% range of motion now, and my pain has decreased to 5 out of 10. Then turn your head to the left 20 times again. And you're going to test that right side again. And if your pain and your range of motion continue to improve, continue to repeat the 20 repetitions to the uninvolved side, the side that has no pain. So in this case, it's the left side. So you repeat that over and over again until the pain on your side has plateaued. It's not going down anymore. Your range of motion isn't increasing, or until your range of motion is completely restored. Now, once you've done that, go about your business. Try it again 2 or 3 hours later if it's not completely resolved or it returns. And then do it again 2 or 3 hours later. Do it as often as you can throughout the day, usually giving yourself a couple hours of rest in between. And you can repeat that day after day until you resolve, especially if it's working. Now, here's the trick. If that doesn't work and you have the time, try this. So instead of rotating to the left, bend your head to the left. So we're saying that the pain's on the right side. So we're going to bend our head to the left. And and a nice thing to do with this is, if that causes you pain also, then you know the left side, your uninvolved side, you need to work it. So again, bending your head, your ear towards your left shoulder 20 times. Go as far as you can, nice and easy. Don't overdo it. 20 repetitions. Rotate to the right to test it. Again, if the range of motion is increasing and the pain is decreasing, repeat that. Every time you repeat it, you do 20 repetitions. Now, testing to the right, the involved side, there is no repetition there. You only do that for testing. You do it one time to test to see how much range you have and how much pain you're in. You don't do any movement to that side. All the movement happens on the uninvolved side. So this is a really nice thing that you can do by yourself. You can test it to decrease cervical pain. If you're sitting at a desk, this is another thing that you can do. Try not to do these things while you're driving, please. We would hate for anything to happen to you or somebody that you're driving down the road with. Let's not cause any accidents by doing any of these treatments while you're driving. But again, if you're not driving, you're sitting at a desk, another nice thing that you can do to help with cervical pain are shoulder shrugs. Now, this may seem a little bit silly, but shoulder shrugs are where the trapezius muscles, which runs in our upper back, up into our neck, are the areas that get really tense when we're driving, when we're sitting at a desk, anytime we're just sitting and doing work, even sitting watching TV. Shoulder shrugs are a great thing to do every 15 or 20 minutes. So again, all you're doing is elevating your shoulders. You're bringing your shoulders up towards your ears. You're looking straight forward. You bring your shoulders up and down. Now, you can hold these for 20 seconds and then relax it. When you do that, a lot of times that's a muscle energy technique, and it's like you're contracting that muscle tight, and you're telling that muscle when you stop contracting, hey, relax, muscle. And so it's nice to hold for 20 seconds. What I do like doing is like 20 to 30 repetitions of shoulder shrugs, just up and down, up and down, up and down. And what you'll find, if you'll do 20, 30 repetitions of that and then relax your shoulders, that tension in your neck and your lower scalp area will to ease up. And if you're having pain, and especially if you're having any numbness and tingling in your arms when you're at work, a lot of times you'll find that this is a simple remedy to relieve that. So shoulder shrugs, shrug up and back down, shrug up, back down. I like doing them quickly myself, but you need to go all the way through the range and let it back down. And you can do shoulder rolls as well, where you shrug up and roll back, shrug up and roll back. Those kick in the muscles in between your scapula and help that area also to relax. You're listening to Nooga Radio. I'm your host, Alan Valenzuela. This is brought to you by Alliance Physical Therapy. That's Alliance Physical Therapy. We look forward to having you listening in our second segment of this show. Thank you and have a great day.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
There's a reason why Alliance Physical Therapy is the choice of professionals and those who care about first-class, top-notch service and treatment. Because at Alliance Physical Therapy of Chattanooga, we don't just treat the symptoms in your body. Whether you're suffering from stiffness, muscle spasms, back pain, chronic headaches every day, stress of life demanding more and more of you, Alliance Physical Therapy takes a holistic approach to healing mind, body, and soul. Alliance Physical Therapy with a location near you and 9 others in the Chattanooga area. If you don't have a doctor or if your physician's plan for chronic pain is not working, Alliance Physical Therapy will help. Visit Alliance Physical Therapy on the web at nopainpt.com. That's nopainpt.com. Alliance Physical Therapy.
What? Oh no, I can't believe my phone screen is cracked. I cracked it. I can't believe my screen is cracked. I need my phone.
Whoa. Slow down, wild man. We've got an easy solution. Cell Surgeon in Ottawa. Your cell phone repair doctor is on the job. Cell Surgeon in Ottawa. Check out our brand new location. Just off I-75, Old Lee Highway next to Zaxby's. That's right. Your cell doctor in Ottawa, Cell Surgeon, most of the time can fix your smartphone on the spot. Your cell phone repair doctor is on the job. Cell Surgeon in Ottawa. Check out our brand new location. Just off I-75, Old Lee Highway next to Zaxby's. Cell Surgeon for all your cell needs. Most repairs are performed in less than an hour. TheCellSurgeon.com. Go to TheCellSurgeon.com.
Daisy, get my cell phone out of your mouth right now.
Final expenses, funeral cost, cemetery lots, unpaid medical bills, probate cost, debts. Debts are due and payable upon death of debtor. Will these costs produce a burden and hardship on your loved ones? Who will be responsible? How will they handle them? These costs can total many thousands of dollars, only compounded greater with the grief of losing a family member. A sure way to provide for these costs is with an affordable life insurance from Covenant Group Insurance and Financial Services. Covenant Group is a local company with local agents. Covenant Group still makes house calls. Covenant Group only represents A-rated companies. With many options to offer, Covenant Group can accommodate almost any budget. Great discounts for good health and plans available for impaired risk. Call today for a free, no-obligation consultation in the convenience of your home. Call Steve or Jada at 423-855-8484. Call today, 423-855-8484.
The job of mayor of Chattanooga has been abandoned for 4 years while Andy Burke chased his own agenda and personal desires. His irresponsible morals and ethics of disregard have slowed Chattanooga's progress and embarrassed our great city. Now is the time for forward-thinking leadership with a vision for our future. David Crockett has that vision. David Crockett is a mature, responsible, ethical, proven leader. Vote David Crockett for mayor Tuesday, March 7th.
I'm David Crockett, and I approve this message. Now's the time, Chattanooga.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
AM 1240 Nooga Radio News, Russell Stroud reporting. In Dalton, Georgia, the body of a 26-year-old man has been found who went missing from Lafayette. Police say he was last seen at the Cliffs apartment area on Sugar Road on Friday night. He was reported missing by his family. Later, a passerby spotted him in a creek between Academy Sports and the Home Depot on Sugar Road around 1 p.m. on Sunday. He was dead. So far, no arrests have been made. 72-year-old woman's body was found inside of a Cleveland home filled with smoke. Firefighters breaking in, finding the body inside. He's believed to have died of smoke inhalation. Poultry is a major part of Tennessee's economy, and a virus deadly to poultry has been detected in Tennessee. HPAI, which is not deadly to humans, has been found at a flock in Lincoln County. The state veterinarian's office is investigating. And some good news, the gas prices in Chattanooga are actually lower than the national average by about 8 cents. If it's going on in the Tennessee Valley, it's going on Nooga Radio News. Make sure you like us on Facebook and get us on TuneIn.
Expect lots of clouds, breezy, but mainly dry weather out there through your afternoon. Highs upper 60s to near 70. Tonight, more clouds. May see a late shower, lows near 55. Showers and storms will move in from the west for your Tuesday. Highs near 64 with more sunshine and pleasant weather for the midweek. This forecast is brought to you by Hamilton Medical Center. Stop putting up with back pain. Call Hamilton Neurosurgery and Spine Center in Calhoun for an appointment today. For more, 706-529-9041. And I'm Storm Team 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Orr. On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Good morning, Chattanooga. Hope you guys are doing well. Stay safe while you're driving out on the road. You're listening to You and Your Health. I'm your host, Alan Valenzuela. This is sponsored by Alliance Physical Therapy, who has locations all over the Chattanooga area, North Georgia, Ottawa, Hickson, Highway 58, and Cleveland. Go to Alliance Physical Therapy if you're having any pain. They are a direct access physical therapy company, which Tennessee is direct access, which means you don't need a referral. If your insurance requires a referral, they will help you get one. Why do you want to go to physical therapy right away? Well, by going to physical therapy, you will meet the musculoskeletal expert that can help you figure out what's wrong with you, and you will prevent the possibility of being addicted to pain medications, to becoming in a chronic situation and unnecessary surgery. So Alliance Physical Therapy sponsoring you and your health. You're listening to Nooga Radio. I'm your host, Alan Valenzuela. Give us a call. If you're having any pain or loss of function, anything along those lines, call us here at 423-800-8949, 423-800-8949. I want to hear about your problems, anything that's going on with you, and I want to try and help you out with what you got going on. I want to shout out really quickly to a couple of locally owned companies, and I'll tell you why I want to shout out for them, because I use both these companies. So the first one I do a shout out for is El Mesón Mexican Restaurant. El Mesón Mexican Restaurant. And they are located, they have two locations, one over on Hamilton Boulevard next to Hamilton Place Mall, and they have one here in Hickson, which I'm not actually sure where what the address is, but they're in here with the Northgate Mall area. So that's El Mesón Mexican Restaurant. And now you might wonder why I'm talking about them when it comes to health. Well, here's the deal. I love these people. You know why? Because they've made me family. They take me in, and they have just made me a part of their family. And they do it to their customers as a whole, especially if people come there on a regular basis. They provide special menus. So one of the things that they like to do is they like to, if you want your food to be healthy, they cook it in as healthy a way as they can. So if you have a certain desire for a certain type of food, and they have that ingredient in their kitchen, they will make you that food. So here's what happens to me. I tend to go there almost every day because they know that I diet a lot, and they ask me ahead of time. They'll say, hey, what kind of diet are you on? What are you allowed to eat right now? Are you, can you be fried? Do you want it baked? We've got ways to do it with light oils and do it in a pan, not deep fried. Do you want a salad? What kind of dressing? Low calorie dressing, no dressing. We make a dressing that's got very few calories in it. So I'll tell them exactly what I want. And if it's not a product that they necessarily carry, when their vendors come in to sell them product, they'll usually buy product that I'm specifically interested in. Now, obviously, they won't do that over and over again if I don't show up there and buy their food, especially when they went out of their way to go buy products. So please don't order special stuff, because they're not going to be able to buy just small portions of. They'll buy large quantities. Now, granted, they will consideration that there will be other people that will like these products as well. So I love that they cook me ahi tuna there. This is a Mexican restaurant we're talking about here. They cook me ahi tuna. They cook me fish of all types. They don't bring in. They like to bring in fresh fish or fish from areas where the fish isn't diseased. They don't like to purchase farm-grown fish. They like to make me some nice salads, whether it's Greek, Asian, American. I'll tell them Italian. I'll tell them what I want, and they will make me a menu for the whole week. They'll say, okay, this is what we got planned for you, and these are going to be your portions. And they'll ask me exactly. They ask me my input. And it's really nice because some days when I go in there, they make these little special menus that they pass out to everybody in a specific area of the restaurant, because they know this crowd usually wants something different. And they make it. And they'll have all this stuff ready to go. And they've got their special chef back there, Raul Reese. Shout out to him. He is my chef. I like to call him my personal chef, because he loves to cook for me, and he is a culinary genius. So right now I'm on a diet, and it's kind of extreme, the diet I'm on, because I really need to cut back some weight really quick here before summertime. And he has really made some really nice stuff for me, anywhere from omelets to salmon to artesian sea bass, just great food. So again, if you're on a diet area or near the Hamilton Place Mall area, go in there, tell them that you heard it on Nooga Radio, and that Alan told you that they would give you some different choices than that are on the menu. Especially if you're on a diet, they will come up with some great choices for you to be able to maintain your diet and eat healthily. So that's El Mesón, Hamilton Place Mall, and Northgate Mall areas here in Chattanooga. So place I'd like to do a shout out to is LA Med Spa. Now, LA Med Spa is locally owned as well. They do treatments like laser hair removal, laser spider vein removal, sunspot removal with a laser, skin tightening with laser, microdermabrasion, chemical peels. They're a full service salon, so they do colors and hairdos up to, I don't know, all types of salon stuff, facials. But how I like to use them is they've got an incredible, her name is Sarah Welsh. So we were talking about neck pain earlier and how you can go to physical therapy and deal with neck pain using a cervical traction or decompression device. You lay on this device, you get strapped in, and the device stretches your neck. And so the device will either stretch your neck and hold it off of the nerves that are being impinged in your neck, especially if you're having pain or numbness or tingling, or they'll do intermittent traction. So we'll pull and relax, pull and relax. And when it does that, it actually causes the disc to become healthier, because that's the way the disc gets its nutrition, by moving fluids into the disc and out of the disc, in the disc, out of the disc. Fluids, nutrition in, waste products out, nutrition in, waste products out. And at Alliance Physical Therapy, you can get a home decompression device, which is a lot like the device we've talked about for using on your lower back. You pump it up, it decompresses by taking pressure off of the disc, which takes pressure off the nerve. So you can put this device around your neck, and this device, if your insurance doesn't cover it, is usually about $299 out of pocket. And this device will actually allow you to do your normal daily activities, unlike old devices that would hang on the door and would have a water bag for weight, and you'd be harnessed in this thing and you'd have to sit there the whole time you're doing a treatment. This device, you can go about your business, watch TV, do house chores, do whatever work. You could use this device at work if your employer allowed you to do that. So those things are nice ways to treat your neck for pain. And as we get towards the end of the show, I'm going to talk about something we talked about earlier on how to treat your neck pain. But a nice thing to do is, if you're having neck pain, Sarah Welsh is an expert on muscle trigger points and tension. When fluids aren't moving, she does a great job of getting her hands in there, finding the problem, and relieving that blockage in the muscles that is causing muscle spasms, causing your head to be tilted to one side, causing compression. Get in there and see Sarah Welsh at LA Med Spa if you're having neck pain. She, like I said, is an expert. She's got all the tools and the life's experience for giving you the necessary treatment to help give you relief. And call them. When you call them, tell them that you heard this on Nooga Radio, and that Alan Valenzuela said that you could get an introductory offer. So if I don't know what they'll do for you, but I feel strongly that if you'll say that to them, they're going to give you some type of discount on your first visit. Say that Alan Valenzuela, you heard him on the radio, and that LA Med Spa would give you an introductory offer. Now, if you've been to Sarah before, don't do this. Sarah's going to know, obviously. Work out some package deal with you. But if you've never been to her before, go there. She is awesome with backs, just neck pain, which is what we've been talking about on this segment. Go see her at LA Med Spa. They are located in the Fountain Plaza off of Shallowford Road, which is right off the Shallowford exit near Hamilton Place Mall. So LA Med Spa. Again, shout out to both El Mesón and to LA Med Spa. They give some really quality treatments. You'll enjoy both places. So earlier, we were talking about neck pain, and I want to talk a little bit about ergonomics. when we talk about ergonomics, we're talking about how you position yourself when you're at work, whether you're sitting or you're standing. And we're going to talk about a few things that you should be doing when you're at work to prevent future injury, to prevent the type of tension and pain and discomfort that a lot of us experience when we're at work. One of the things that I want you to, if you're listening to this radio and you work in front of a computer, this is something you need to do. If you're sitting at a desk, your screen needs to be sitting at eye level. Okay? Now, I know that you can tilt screens. Now, unless your screen actually has an extension arm on it, which actually allows the screen to move up and down so that you can move it. The screen is sitting flat facing you. And move that screen up and down so that you can get it at eye level. Then you're going to need to either find some way to lower that whole screen or put it up on a box that puts that screen at eye level. Tilting the screen doesn't get the job done. It's great, but it doesn't get the job done. You want that screen facing you flat, and you want it at eye level. So that's key. So that way it keeps you from straining your eyes and from pushing your head forward, which is one of the number one things that happens when you're sitting in front of the computer. You get that thing we call forward head syndrome. And when you get forward head syndrome, what that does, it's kind of like you're extending your head back a lot of times. You're putting pressure on the nerves that are exiting the vertebrae in your cervical spine and your neck. And that's causing tension, which in turn causes muscle spasm, which causes headaches and pain and strain and discomfort, poor body posture. So we want that screen eye level. So put it on the box if your company can afford it. And listen to me. Don't wait around for your company to provide things that you need to keep yourself healthy, keep you from injuring. If your company will allow you to purchase something yourself, then do it. You're worth it. If they don't have the budget, don't blame them. You know, there's no telling what their budget is like. Now, granted, I would love for every company to go out of its way to do the things necessary to make their employees' postural position healthier. And they would benefit from that, because then you would be out of work less. They wouldn't be spending as much money on healthcare costs. But don't be afraid to go get yourself a nice extension device that you can add to your computer screen. The next thing you need to do is make sure that the screen is a good distance. So you got good viewing of that screen. You're not straining to look at it. So if you find yourself moving your head forward to get to that screen, pull the screen back closer to you or push it back away from you. Maybe you might need a larger screen. So see if your employer will get you a larger screen so that you see better and you're not straining your eyes as much. Maybe the glare, adjust the glare on your screen. That's another thing. Eye strain and even forward head reach is a product of too much glare or not enough glare. So adjust how much glare there is, how much light you're allowing on your screen when you're at work. Next big deal, your chair, your seat. There's a couple of things here that we want to talk about when it comes to seats when you're sitting in front of a computer. But for that, I'm Alan Valenzuela. This is Nooga Radio, and we are live here in Chattanooga. Our call-in line is 423-800-8949. That's 423-800-8949. You listen to Nooga Radio Live Talk, and this is sponsored by Alliance Physical Therapy. Has locations all over the greater Chattanooga area and Cleveland as well. We love them. We appreciate that they support this hour to provide you information, you and your health, any problems that you may be having. So going back to sitting in front of a computer and what kind of problems that you might have. So a couple of things. I was actually in one of my offices the other day, and one of my employees says to me, well, now that we've moved over to this new location, my arm seems to be going numb, and I feel some tingling. And I don't know if it's the position that I'm in. So two things that I did employ that has seemed to alleviate her symptoms. First off, get online. They make a device, and you can probably find this on Amazon, that will actually clamp to the edge of your desk. So if you have room to clamp something on the edge of your desk, you're going to be able to do this. If you don't, because there's a drawer there, then you're going to have to get creative and see what else is on the market for this. But the one we were able to acquire is a device that will clamp on to the edge of your desk. And when you do it, it has a little swivel arm or platform that's the same level as your desk. So what this employee is able to do now is when she's sitting at her desk, she can rest her forearm nicely onto this extended device that actually swivels so that her whole forearm is at the same level as her desk. So when she's moving her mouse around, her arm is supported. And the beauty of that is that it takes the pressure off of your shoulders and your upper traps. So now she's not having any numbness and tingling. Her pain has gone away. She is working at her desk very comfortably. Now, one of the things I noticed when she was sitting at her desk, though, is that her seat was sitting way, way, way too low. So I said, well, we're going to have to adjust your seat. That's a whole nother problem here. So when you go to a desk, one of the nice things that you'd like to do first is you need to get your seat height right. And a good, appropriate seat height would mean that your waist and your upper legs are at 90 degrees and that your knees are at 90 degrees. Now, all of us don't have the exact same proportion. Some people's lower legs are a little bit shorter, a little bit longer. So you want to get as close as possible. Get to where you're bent, sitting in a chair at 90 degrees at the waist and 90 degrees at your knees, and that your feet are firmly planted on the ground. The point of all this is that the floor takes up a little pressure, the seat takes up a little pressure when you're sitting in that position. You're square. You're sitting square at your position, and you're sitting upright in a great posture. And for those of you that don't sit in a great posture, do it. Start doing it now. Throw your shoulders back, get your head tucked in properly, and make yourself do this over and over. That which at first seems difficult, by repetition will become habitual. It will be easier. So get in that position. What's happened is you've been hanging on your larger muscles in your spine, and so when you sit up in the right posture, you're very uncomfortable and you get tired easy. That's because the muscles that are non-fatiguing, that should be holding you up, have not been holding you up, and they're not kicking in. So it's going to take a good week, 2 weeks, and sometimes 3 weeks of you being dedicated to this until those muscles kick back in and are holding you in place. And then you won't even sense the fact that they're holding you up, because they are non-fatiguing muscles. They're supposed to be firing continually to hold you in that posture. So by slumping, you have eliminated their ability to do what they're supposed to do, and now they don't know how to do it. So you'll have to re-educate those non-fatiguing muscles in your spine that hold you up. So good posture. You're sitting in front of that computer screen. Your knees are 90 degrees. Your waist is at 90 degrees. You've set your chair level. And now, once you've done that, we go back to making sure your screen is where it's supposed to be. That screen needs to be at eye level. It needs to be flat facing you. And that way, you're not straining forward. You're in a good posture, and you're not having all that excess strain between your scapulas, your shoulder blades, that is, and your trap muscles. So this is a great position. Again, there are devices that you can buy, mouse pads that support your wrists, the extension like we talked that can be put on a desk. There are extenders that actually sit on your desk and your mouse, and they're heavy. When you're not able to clamp onto your desk, your keyboard sits on top of that, and then both of your arms are resting on a platform that's supporting. And you want to do this because a lot of times when you're sitting at a desk, we tend to start shoulders while we're sitting at the desk, and we've got the shoulders elevated. Our head starts to go forward, and all the muscles in your upper back and your neck are all getting tight, and they're starting to shorten. And this all causes compression in your cervical spine and causes an impingement on the nerve, and you're just miserable at work. And these things become chronic. They become serious problems You might wake up one morning and have a pinch in your nerve in your neck, and numbness and tingling in your arm, and you can't go back to work. Those of you that experience this know what I'm talking about. So if you'll do some of these simple things that I've talked about here, as far as your positioning and your chair and your screens, these things will help out. Anytime you can, get something, get your company to invest or invest in yourself. Rest those arms. If you're at a computer all day long, rest those arms on something. Now, if you're not having any issues at all, these things, it means that you're healthy. You're probably eating healthy. You're probably exercising regularly. You know how to relax and do relaxation exercises. And so you're doing fine. So if not, here's one thing you need to do. Become habitual about what I'm about to say. Every 5 to 10 minutes, evaluate yourself. If you can relax your shoulders, that means you've been holding them up the whole time. If your head is sticking forward, that means you've been sticking it forward. So if you can pull your head back and relax your shoulders and take a deep breath, that means that you are in a strained position. So do that every 5 to 10 minutes. Relax those shoulders. Make yourself do it. Relax your head. Put it in its resting posture. Sit up straight. Make sure your hands and your arms are in a good position, and then go back to work. All right? Every 5 to 10 minutes, do that. The more often you do it, you're going to learn to discipline your body to type in a relaxed manner. This is something that you can do very easily at your working station and make yourself healthier and get through your day. So, and yet after a while, you'll just notice that you do it. You make yourself relax. After you've done it every 5 to 10 minutes, you'll make yourself automatically start to do that on a regular basis every 1, 2, 3 minutes during your day to get yourself in a healthy, relaxed posture while you're at work. These are the type of things that you want to do to keep tension off your upper back and neck, to take pressure off of the nerves in your cervical spine, so that you're not missing days of work, so that you're not losing money, so that you're not good to yourself and good to your family and good to the community. Again, this show is about you and your health. We'd love to hear from you. Any of those of you that heard about the exercise in the first part of the segment, call us next time we're on air. We want to hear if this has helped you out. Go to any physical therapist. Alliance Physical Therapy is the sponsor of this hour. You can go to them without a referral. They'll take you in and evaluate you for any problems that you may be having. If your insurance requires a referral, they will help you get a referral. Alliance Physical Therapy, all over the greater Chattanooga area, North Georgia, and Cleveland, to include Hickson, Highway 58, and Newell's Wall. We appreciate you guys. Be safe on the road. Be kind to others. Add some value to others by giving them a pep up. You guys have a great day.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
There's a reason why Alliance Physical Therapy is the choice of professionals and those who care about first-class, top-notch service and treatment. Because at Alliance Physical Therapy of Chattanooga, we don't just treat the symptoms in your body. Whether you're suffering from stiffness, muscle spasms, back pain, chronic headaches every day, stress of life demanding more and more of you, Alliance Physical Therapy takes a holistic approach to healing mind, body, and soul. Alliance Physical Therapy with a location near you and 9 others in the Chattanooga area. If you don't have a doctor or if your physician's plan for chronic pain is not working, Alliance Physical Therapy will help. Visit Alliance Physical Therapy on the web at nopainpt.com. That's nopainpt.com. Alliance Physical Therapy.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
WSDT Sunny Daisy, Chattanooga.
Previously on the Herd.
Okay. Kevin Durant drew so much attention offensively that the looks that Steph got and Clay got and Draymond got were wide open all the time. And Durant too, because the other guys drew attention as well.
A new day in the Herd.
Starts now. Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
You guys can laugh at me all you